All right. I'm Sam.
I'm Adam.
And you're listening to the PM Metal Guide podcast. This is episode
30.
Wow, it's kind of hard to believe we're doing this long. And we're talking about the worst Opeth album, Heritage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it really is the worst Opeth album. It is also their 10th album. It was released in 2011. And it's Mimi.
It's very Mimi. But before we get to that, what have you been listening to? Because it's been like a month, and there's a lot of great music that's come out.
Oh, there's a lot of music. There's a lot of
All right, I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
Dude, this Panopticon, I think it's kind of bloated.
Dude. I was going to write... I'm conflicted... No, you know what? I've decided. I'm going to write an article about something else that we'll talk about. But this Panopticon... I love the music that Panopticon makes, but it's so bloated. This record is too long. All the songs are too long.
Seriously, man.
Like, I really like the type of black metal that Panopticon has made, that Austin Luntz, or whatever the hell his name is, that he kind of pioneered. I really like it, but yeah, these songs, like, a couple songs that are like 12, 15 minutes, you know what? Fine. But every one, you're not mere cognitive. You're not spectral lore.
Don't get me wrong, he's good at it, right? Like, all these songs work in
it.
a vacuum, but holy shit, this thing's a slog.
That's true. You know what this is? I sure, and this kind of came back to like when we did 2017 or 2018, when the last Panopticon record, like some of the best songs of that year, like, were Panopticon songs, like Sheep in Wolf's Clothing, banger.
Dude, a Snowless Winter and Embers at Dawn on this record are insane.
No,
like,
the songs are
in a vacuum,
absurd.
They're perfect. Like, they're really wonderful. But Jesus Christ, this album just does not flow.
Yeah,
and it hurts because, you know, like, Austin knows what he's doing. He's super talented. It sounds great. The performances are great, and all the songs like kind of build in a really cool way. But ugh,
I love how dense this album is too.
Yeah, me too. Like, he uses layering in a lot of really cool ways. I wonder how all these one-man black metal guys find the motivation, seriously.
Yeah, no. So I guess we do like this record, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get through.
I feel kind of the same way about the Harakiri for the Sky, except I feel like the individual songs here are better than Harakiri for the Sky.
I agree with that, yeah.
But I don't know. Also, the acoustic stuff's really nice.
Of course, that's like why people listen to Panopticon.
I know, but it's tasteful here, whereas you know, in the 2018 one, I felt it was a little too much.
Yeah, well, there was a whole half that was that way. Yeah, no, this is a better album than the Scars of Man on the Winter Forest, I think is what it was called, but this one's better.
Scars of Man,
but
in the Winter Forest.
You just gotta like. These songs are better by themselves than in the record.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was the kind of person to listen to single songs, I'm sure I'd enjoy this record more.
Right. Throw these in a playlist, and you'll be very happy. All right.
Do you know what album?
No, you started with. Hold on. It's my turn.
Fine. Go ahead. Make my day.
Autumn for Crippled Children. This one I'm gonna. Well, no, I don't even know if I'm gonna write about it now. But what do you think? I'm intrigued. Because that's a switch up.
Full disclosure, I've only listened to this thing once.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Obviously, you know, it's not as black metal focused. But, I mean, I think the songs are there. I played a few of them on my radio show on Monday, and they were good.
They've gone into almost a really synth-heavy direction, even though there's no synth. I know there's no synth. Like,
is this their 80s album?
But like, this kind of is like an 80s album. Like, it feels really synth driven instead of guitar driven, like more drawn out sections, but with obviously the synth wave that makes it kind of tremble. And I don't know, I think it's really good. I just think it's a kind of a different listen than obviously their previous stuff, and you really need to go into it kind of being aware that it's not really that black metal-y. It's more shoegaze. I think it's more shoegaze than it is black metal. It's just shoegaze with black metal vocals.
Damn, son. Well, it also has some blast beats in there.
Well, yeah.
And some more aggressive drum work.
But yeah, no. again, they're back. They hit it.
Yeah, no, they're back, and like I really like it on For Crippled Children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with a lot of bands that I don't know. I guess at this point, like I don't know, almost 10 years on from Sunbather, Black Ace is kind of a bloated genre, and you know it's always nice when bands are able to like retain a lot of the aspects that make it cool and like while still crafting memorable tunes. Because I feel like there's like one good Black Ace album a year at this point. You know, obviously that's an exaggeration, but
no, but yeah, I mean this one, I think this is. I mean, I'm just gonna look at my. I mean, I think this is probably the best Black Ace album of the year so far. So. That'll probably hold that.
Bro, what about Sunbather?
No.
I literally wore my Sunbather shirt to my radio show on Monday, and I was just walking around like the area on my campus where you know the radio station is, like getting pizza or something, and I bumped into just a random person. They're like, "Yo, awesome shirt, dude." I was like, "What world do we live in?"
Legendary. Dude, you know what? I didn't get any. I went on a trip recently, and I did not get any comments on my shirts, which I was kind of upset about, because, I don't know, maybe that's part of the... I had a deep drive for that to happen, but it's alright. But we move on. There was so much more music.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't think we've talked about Squid on this cast yet.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, because I have Squid saved after Fortitude. That's how we know.
Right.
Yeah, so this Squid are part of like the windmill, I guess, scene of new like British artsy krautrock, post-punk, post-rock, noise rock bands. They all sound pretty similar, like Shame, Black Midi, Black Country New Road. You know, all very Slint inspired, all very like second wave post-punk inspired, with like a distinctly art school like take on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Squid, after a lot of hype, dropped their debut album. I don't think it's as good as Black Midi's or Black Country New Roads, but I think it's damn good. I think Narrator is like one of my favorite songs of the year so far.
Sweet.
Holy shit, what a tune.
Yeah.
And the whole thing flows really wonderfully. Great performances. You know, they have 3 guitars, and you can really tell these things are really loaded. The thing sounds wonderful, flows really well, and like it's just a really fun and enjoyable album. I don't think it's like I said, I don't think it's as good as the other two, as the 2 Black bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that as in the band names.
Yep.
But it's, I mean, I don't know. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've listened to this album like 10 times in the past few weeks. It's really good.
Yeah. Good. One that isn't on this list, on either of our lists. Did you listen to the new Juke Guide yet?
Yeah, you know, I've listened to it a few times, and Adam did it again.
Yep.
Our boy doesn't miss.
No, it's God. You hate to just give a spot away on the list, you really do, but you have to. We have to include him somewhere every year. I don't know. This music is enchanting in a way that is unknown before it.
Yeah, it's kind of like really insane. Like, at this point, like Adam Campbell has been doing this shit for like 15 years, and he's still just unmatched. Like, and this record's like his music's always hard and bizarre, but this record is literally 5 songs, half of which are like just dumb ambient bullshit, half of which are like his most grating microtonal black metal to date, and like it works because he can. I don't know. This thing's kind of amazing.
No, seriously, it's so harsh. It doesn't even sound like music.
Yeah, like, dude, I mean, we listen to a lot of pretty messed up stuff, and there are very few artists where I'll still get viscerally uncomfortable when I listen to their music, and somehow on this record, I still, like, I was editing to this album last week, and I literally had to stop. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is too much.
It's really just, it's breathtaking. And you know what? The piano outro, great. Wonderful place.
Yeah, I added this album to the radio station this week, and I literally put in the blurb, like, this music is incredibly challenging, not for the faint of heart. But yeah, I don't know. This album will be somewhere in a year-on list. It's just a given.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Black to the Future?
I honestly haven't listened to it. I'm not gonna lie. I know
Really?
I should. This is gonna sound bad. I haven't listened to Sour, and I haven't listened to the new Sons of Kemet either.
Bro.
I know. I'm
Are you
behind.
even a music fan?
I'm behind. I'm behind on the big releases. But tell me about it. What do you think?
So, I don't think it's nearly as good as My Queen.
What is it?
Or Our Queen is a Reptile.
Our Queen's a Reptile, yeah. Great record.
The record. I mean, this record is solid, don't get me wrong. It's still all the things Sons of Kemet are known for. The spoken performances on this record are pretty incredible. Like, they're pretty powerful. And, like, they sort of do the really cool, like, Afro polyrhythm. A lot of the grooves are pretty infectious. And it's a good record. I'd say it's probably, I 100% agree with Fantano here. In the sense that it's, like, a strong 7.
All right. Fair enough. Sweet.
But, I mean, still definitely a good jazz record. And, I'll be cranking it. It's also nice to have, like, music that isn't entirely indecipherable that you can listen to sometimes.
Yeah.
And the Olivia Rodrigo, I've said this a few times, but basically, if you like modern pop and you're privy to any of those sounds, you'll like what Olivia Rodrigo is doing, because she's just sort of doing like this salmagundi of all the popular pop trends, whether that be like the more guitar-oriented like pop punky stuff that a lot of giant artists in the past have done, or whether it be like the sort of more like Billie Eilish take of like somber like jazz influenced pop, or whether it be the more maximalist aspects that people like Adele or like I don't know, Katy Perry have done. I know it's dated, but Olivia Rodrigo is clearly very talented. Her team of songwriters know what they're doing, and she can pull off all those styles and pretty well. And on her debut record Sour, she definitely does that. And the whole thing, I know some people have been like, oh, her lyricism is so cutting, it's so raw. And I mean, I'm gonna be real, I don't listen to lyrics at all. Like, at all. But I guess that aspect's cool, and she's much more presenting herself as a normal person rather than a pop star. Something that, like, it's like a Swiftian sensibility. That's what Fantano said, and I 100% agree with him. But yeah, this record's really good if you like pop, basically. It's just every pop trend done well.
All right. Sounds
that
good.
being said, like, I mean, with our sensibilities, it's not great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? I kind of like that Madison Beer album. A couple tracks were good, and I think I'll go into this record and like a couple of tracks. I probably will.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
I will say, Driver's License kills me. I can't enjoy that song anymore.
No, that song sucks, dude.
I agree. I mean, we don't like power ballads anyway. And,
That's the worst one of them.
Who said that you love me? I mean, I can't sing that, but Jesus, not a big fan of that album.
Yeah. Did you get the Impure Wilhelmina? Did you do it?
No. Is it really that good?
I mean, okay. The internet's blowing it up. I think it's like a strong 8. Like, the more I listen to it and the more I become familiar with it, the more I like it, because it is super catchy and super hooky, and that kind of put me off at first. And it's got a very, like, almost Cult of Luna, but pop feel. I don't know. It's a really strange post-metal album. It's like melodic post-metal, but they have some really cool stuff that they do in there, and I think if you like the popular metal, like, it makes sense why it's an AMG 5. How about that? But I buy it. It's a good AMG 5.
I mean, when we say AMG 5s, is it as good as like Veil of Imagination, or is it just very different?
No, it's very different. It's like it's like I don't know. It's like good groove metal, but it's not groove metal. It's really weird. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Wilhelmina.
I'm gonna actually message them on Bandcamp later today to get their album for the radio.
Do it. There you go. Yeah, and they got some poppy tracks, so you could probably play them on the show.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always on the lookout.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to Daddy's Home?
No. Nope.
Bro, I don't get the hype at all.
I
literally listened to the entire St. Vincent discography in preparation for this, because, St. Vincent, Annie Clark, obviously legendary figure in the modern rock landscape, like, very, very much so. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I'll do it all. I'll listen to Marry Me, I'll listen to Actor, I'll listen to Strange Mercy, I'll listen to St. Vincent, I'll listen to Mass Seduction, and then we can finish up with Daddy's Home.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I just don't like this album. I don't think it's great. I think it's like a 6. Like, I don't know why Fantano was like 9 material, like his first 9 of the year or whatever. Like, this record's just not great. I mean, obviously there are some good tracks here, and Eddie Clark knows what she's doing, and it sounds good. It's well performed. She has a good ear for hooks, but I don't know. A lot of it just seems very underwhelming for me. And yeah, that's Sam's daddy's home take.
Fair. Yeah,
I don't think it's as good as Mother Hecking Strange Mercy, or even Mass Seduction, or even Marry Me.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that kind of stuff. So, I don't know.
I have to listen to so much of it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I've learned to love it. But I don't know. This album's nothing special.
No. All right, I have one more. There's this band called ATVM. They're I think they're a Texas band. And they're...
Oh, the Black Dahlia murder plan?
No. They're like a progressive death thrash band with, like, really stripped down production. So, like, it's got, like... You know how, like, the original sound of, like, the canny sort of Saint Anger snare? Right? Right? Like, you know that, right?
Say no more.
So, this album is a progressive death metal album with, like, very little distortion and kind of that production drum style and, like, really huge, like, jazz and funk influence. It's like...
Jesus.
It's like all the songs are, like, 8 minutes... And it's just, like, front to back, like, really crazy polyrhythm bullshit, while these guitars play these, like, kind of, like, weird progressive thrash leads, and then there's death metal verses. And I don't know. It's very strange, but it's very good. It's actually... I didn't know this, because I listened to this over the last, like, week or two, because it came out a while ago. It came out in, like, March or February. Or actually April, but it's number 12 on Rate Your Music right now, above Godspeed You, Black Emperor, and Panopticon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's like all that meat and potatoes, but it's pretty good. The album is called Famine, Putrid, and Fucking Endless.
Oh yeah, I think you sent me this album a few times.
Yeah, great album.
Famine, that's such a sick name.
Yeah.
And
like it has like there's like the guitars don't have like any real distortion on them, or if they do, it's like just really kind of compressed and not too loud and I guess decibel. It's very interesting. Kind of a listen that makes you really kind of have to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're here to talk about a really bad album that doesn't make me want to listen to it.
Cavalcade?
No, not Cavalcade. You didn't listen to Cavalcade. We'll talk about Cavalcade next week.
Yeah, we'll be like, Fantano better give this a 10.
Honestly. But yeah.
Actually, Stereogum just dropped an interview with Black Midi that I'm excited to read.
Yeah. I have listened to Cavalcade. I will say this. It's Black Midi. You've heard the singles. Like, come on. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway. Heritage.
So Heritage. So this whole time, for the past 3-4 months, however long we've been doing the Opethyssy, I've been like kind of holding my breath for Heritage, because like everyone says it's the worst Opeth album, right? Everyone's like, it's not worth listening to. There's nothing good on it. Opeth suck. Make Ackerfeld growl again, MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe it's not that bad. I listen to a lot of 70s prog. Like a lot, probably way more than most people, honestly. Which is kind of unfortunate, but I love this. I love 70s prog. But I listen to oodles of this shit.
Yeah.
And I have a soft spot for Pale Communion. I have a soft spot for Sorceress even. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I will enjoy Heritage when we finally get there. Having, given the context, knowing that, Michael just wanted to continue doing what he wanted to, making stuff fresh. And then I listened to this album, and oh my god, it is just bad. Like, it really sucks because this thing is so utterly unmemorable. Like, I've listened to this thing like 5-6 times. I could tell you like one moment in the entire thing, and that's in The Devil's Orchid, which is easily the best track.
Yeah.
Every other track on this record is like a wet fart that you hear, and you're like, oh, this is kind of 70s prog, and then it ends, and you're like, oh, what's next? And that's the entire experience. Like, fuck. Man, like the performances are obviously good because it's Opeth. The production's obviously good because it's Opeth.
No. Hold on, I'm gonna interrupt your flow. No, I think the production on this album is really rough, dude. Some of the takes,
really?
I don't know. Some of the takes, it just sounds like rough to me.
Yeah, it's sad. They're trying to emulate like a remastered album from the 70s.
Well, maybe it's because the songs aren't engaging. But it doesn't work.
No, I mean, look, this album sounds good, okay? I'll give it that. Like, all the instruments punch where they should. Like, they did, like, one of those dumb things where, like, they got a Hammond organ that fucking Robert Fripp touched once or something.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the production, the dude that did this, let me double check. Yeah, so, yes, that's what I thought. Steven Wilson mixed it. It's okay, and he doesn't miss.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, like it sounds good, don't get me wrong. But this whole it's just so underwhelming. Like the songs go absolutely nowhere. Like Nowhere is that Opethian, that Eckerfeltian sense of like movement that makes the early stuff so compelling, or mid-period stuff even so compelling, you know? You're not getting these sick riffs to start off the songs and then going on musical odysseys, no pun intended, until you get to a sick climax and then onto the next idea. You're basically getting just like kind of half-assed attempts to emulate stuff from the 70s without expanding upon it and not doing it particularly well. And it sucks because, like, I'm fine if Opeth are a prog band. Hell, we had a pretty good run with death metal albums. I'll take them. But this is not how you do that sound.
Not at all. It's like they let go of everything that made them the band that they were for this album. Not saying they're selling out by any means, but it doesn't feel like an Opeth album. It feels like an okay 70s prog album. And I guess that being said, you kind of have to analyze it with a different sort of mindset. Somewhat, I guess, kind of more objective, and that just makes it bland. The whole record is so blasé. Nothing happens. Like, you're right, The Devil's Orchard has a couple of moments, and like, I will say, even like a track like crap, I can't remember the names because they're all so poor. The Lines in My Hands like has some cool stuff in it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I like the melodies and like folklore towards the end. Like there's like fun moments here. Like it's nice to know that, you know, the band can still like flip on a dime and go between like really, you know, very sweet acoustic passages and something a little more intense. And they definitely use that dynamic flow to good success. But like heck, I can think of like I've listened, like I said, I can think of one line in this entire album, and it's the God is dead in Devil's Orchid, and the rest of this thing is just so goddamn boring.
Yeah,
this thing is 56 minutes long.
I don't even know. Do you think we should even go track by track? Is it worth it?
Like, I really feel like we'll just be saying the same thing. Like, it feels like kind of a cop-out, but Jesus Christ, I can't think of anything memorable to say about these tracks.
No.
Like, I don't know. I appreciate how, like, in the Nepenthe, it has, like, a bluesier take in the last bridge of the solo. I like, you know, the way Hack's process sort of bobs and weaves in a signature Opeth way. And, like, there's some gorgeous guitar work throughout. You know, I think Devil's Orchid's like a legitimately good song, and I could see it like being on like Watershed. But like, to give you some respect, honestly, I'm gonna hit you with the hot take. I don't think this album is bad because it's a prog album. I really don't.
No, I mean, well, I don't know.
In my mind, this whole thing is just about the level of quality as the last few songs on Watershed, right? Like, with a lot of those songs, like the less memorable ones in particular, like Hex Omega, Derelict. Or gosh, sorry, I was looking at the deluxe version. Porcelain Heart, Head Shame Peel, Hex Omega. Like, all those songs are pretty boring. They don't do too much interesting. They have nice moments, but they don't really cohere in a way that we're used to with Opeth. And honestly, I just feel like Michael has lost the spark here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like this was just kind of a slip, you know? I don't know if Michael was going through something, or I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
there's no
in all
explanation.
the interviews, he basically just says, like, he got bored of death metal. And I totally understand that, because, like, there's a lot of Opeth interviews over the years, and you can just, over the time, you can still definitely see Michael getting less and less in touch with the general trends that inspired Opeth. Because, like, looking back, like, Michael was a big fan of Morbid Angel, basically, just Morbid Angel, when he was, like, 16, right?
Right.
And, after that, he started listening to a lot more varied things. If you watch this, like, What's in My Bag with Amoeba, he listens to, like, a bunch of, like, weird old music, and it's cool. Like, he likes Magma and stuff like that. And you totally see that, but, like, his love of death metal was definitely, like, a youth thing. And I totally see why, after, playing death metal songs for so long, and after not really listening to that stuff, why he switched, right? And that's fine,
Yeah.
Opeth's always been characterized by Michael's ability and the band's ability to sort of do whatever the hell they want and do it really well. And it just feels like here, and it's funny because this album, they have the most resources of their career up to this point. Like, it released and did relatively well. It sold like 20,000 physical units in like 2011, which is kind of nuts. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, damn, this thing is so boring.
What do you think the biggest problem is?
I mean, I think I really want to avoid the pitfall of being like, it's not heavy enough. But I feel like the whole thing just isn't very dynamic, right? Like, let's look at like some of the best all-time prog rock tracks, right? Like, let's think of like Close to the Edge, for example.
Yeah.
What makes Close to the Edge so awesome?
I mean, it's just the amazing ability to transfer from chirping bird to the weirdest fucking drum part I've ever tried to read.
Yeah, right? It's like, prog, in essence, is when incredibly talented musicians come together and use that musicianship to make really good music. They're playing traditional rock with a classical jazz influenced twist, right? And, a lot of that is in the way it flows between sections. It's in the dynamics. It's in the tendency to use off-kilter time signatures and weird chords and non-traditional structures, right? It's like sort of leveling up the traditional rock a little, right? And the reason why a lot of that old stuff is so successful is because the chemistry of the band was just really good. They're on their songwriting apex, and they were able to use all of their individual technical skills in a way that really cohered and made for great songs above all else. It sort of transcended their individual performance skills. That's why bands, in my opinion, like ELP weren't as interesting as like King Crimson, because with Robert Fripp and all those guys, he was able to grab all like the best aspect of their individual musicality and use it for a greater good.
Yeah.
But with a band like ELP, don't get me wrong, I love Keith Emerson just dicking around on a keyboard for half an hour, but when that's the only thing happening, it can get a little bit boring.
No,
I feel like on this record, a lot of it is just Michael falling into a lot of his old songwriting, traditions, a lot of his cliches, and not willing to push himself hard enough within them. Like, we'll see in the next album. We'll see with Pale Communion. We'll see with Cod of Venom. Like, both those records I think are quite good. We'll see that, Michael can work really well within this prog aesthetic. He just has to be willing to, like, bend the rules a little, because no more do you have that really easy dichotomy of harsh and soft, right? Instead, it's more like creating these textured dynamics within like a prog rock template.
Mm-hmm.
And this record just doesn't do that. It really just kind of feels like the band's coasting on autopilot, and I mean, led by Michael.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to put it. I mean, this is a very don't they change? Isn't there a lineup change here, or no?
I'm pretty sure they have a new keyboardist at this album.
Well, I guess that makes sense. because
let's find out. Yeah, so I know.
Yeah.
Pear.
Yeah, they have a Per Weiberg is.
Wait, no, would no, yeah, no. Pear. I think this is Pear's last album with them.
Okay.
Actually. So no, this is the exact same lineup that recorded Watershed.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess I think that this just kind of signals a change in the band's career, but in not the way they wanted it to. You know, they had to realize that they can't just kind of put out whatever and make it work. Not that that wasn't the intention. It's a good album. The songs flow well. You know what, it makes better background noise than it does engaging music to listen to. I don't know, man. Like, it's really hard to find words to describe something that just it just goes. Like, there's no...
Yeah, it just kind of, like, musically rolls off of you, you know?
Yeah, like, one song transitions into the next. There's no big shifts from one track to another. No big shifts within the songs themselves. The tracks just go. Like, the flow is fine. That's why this album goes, is because it actually, there's not really much to change from, so it just kind of goes on for 55 minutes. But yeah, no, the song quality just isn't there. It just, the songs are like, they're all either half tempo from the normal Opeth pace, or they're slowed to try to emulate that sort of, I guess, more noodly side and the ELP side of prog, where like they would just riff for 10 minutes on one instrument. And there is like some like I don't remember on what track it is, but there is like a 30-second drum solo on this album. And I'm sorry, but it's not engaging to listen to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think this record, what's really interesting about this record is it sounds more like Opeth than any of the old, than like Yes or Tull or ELP or King Crimson or Genesis or Camel or any of those bands. It's like, it definitely sounds like it's just Opeth playing prog rock, and that's fine. Like, we obviously love the Ackerfeld riffs and songwriting sensibilities, but it just feels like, I don't know, man. They just, like, this record has like 30 minutes of good music, and then it's just not put together in the right way. Like, listen, like, I'm just like clicking through the songs now as we talk about this, and I just list, like, Famine is a really cool track, right? You got all this nice acoustic interplay, you get some mellotron, you get some nice fun parts in the middle, and some Tull-esque jazz flute, right? And then there's just like a random jam session at the end, and like, why is it there? Does it work? I don't think so. Like the big like halftime feel, like there are only a couple good, like, really solid songs here, and a lot of good moments, but the transitions just don't work. Like, when we think of Blackwater Park, when you think of Ghost Reveries, hell, when you think of My Arms, Your Hearse, or Still Life, you think of like just the band's uncanny ability to gel up songs together and make all these contrasting parts just work in a way that's absurd and shouldn't, but it really does. Like, you don't even consider the transitions in a song like Leper Affinity.
Yeah, no.
And then this record is just like, all right, here's a really cool, well-written part. Slam it against like a random 10-second mellotron line. Yeah. And then that for 56 minutes.
A little discouraging. A little bit.
Yeah, like, I agree.
I can obviously understand why this is the worst Opeth album, and I don't think there's a question about it.
Yeah, no, totally. And I don't know, it kind of sucks because like all the parts are there. Like, I think Martin Axelrod finally comes into his own here. Like, he's able to achieve like the jazz feel that like Lopez was known for really, really well, with like his own take on it. All the keyboard stuff's great. Like, I feel like this record couldn't exist without the extensive organ and mellotron stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, Frederick and Mendez Michael are nailing their parts. But this record feels like a lot of like good ideas just poorly executed, and I definitely, if you read interviews at the time, you definitely kind of get the sense that at this point Opeth is Michael's solo band.
Yeah, he's got complete creative control.
Yeah, like at this point there are no original members. He was the one like kind of calling all the shots, and if a band member was like, yo, what if we threw distortion on this solo, he'd be like, no, fired. Or I don't know. That's obviously that didn't happen, but yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like there's not too much to say about it. Like, this record isn't good. I feel like this is like a strong 5.
Yeah.
And up until this point, like the the worst Opeth album's like an 8.5.
Right. It is certainly a stark dip for the group in our eyes. That doesn't stray us away, though. We're not scared off.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to the next 3 records way more than I have Heritage, and I guarantee they're all better. Yeah. Sorceress isn't better by much, but it's still better. Oh.
I mean,
fuck. I mean, like, I guess the question is, like, where do they go from here? Like, obviously, Michael wants to sort of keep on pushing the prog thing. That's what he's a fan of.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can say for a fact that all they have to do is sort of refine the songs, make them gel a little bit more. They can keep, they can keep all of the same, like, 70s cheese and ambiance and textures that they're using here. They just have to make the thing work a little better.
Yeah. Just like do your job. No, I don't know. I obviously we know Opeth gets only better from here, and that certainly helps in our assessment. But I think Opeth here you're right, dynamic versatility, and the ability to have engaging moments in a track to really make it memorable and make it unique from one another. And that's what this album lacks in spades. And ones I can certainly say that will happen in the next couple of records. Pale Communion, certainly, and certainly an Inca Venom too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm disappointed that, after all these years of knowing that Heritage was probably the worst Opeth record, I'm a contrarian at heart. I like to have bad opinions, at least for the sake of argument. And I was really hoping to be able to be like, yeah, Heritage, underrated Opeth record.
Yeah, nope.
Nope, it's just really boring. I listened to this thing 3 times, 3 days in a row, and I'm still like, wait, what's Heritage? No, that's the part. That's the album with like Slither, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, yeah.
I will say the lyrics are consistently actually pretty good here.
God is dead, dude.
There's a lot of the, dark romanticism, a lot of cool imagery, a lot of like varied topics, and it's not like too cheesy. I don't know, I'm a fan.
No, it's it's Opeth. Again,
it's
Opeth.
If you've heard Michael Ackerfeld write one song with lyrics, you've heard all of them.
Yeah. I don't know, if you're gonna listen to Heritage, I'm not gonna say do yourself a displeasure, but if you are gonna do yourself the displeasure of listening to Heritage, and it's again not a displeasure, it's like an okay record, just kind of be aware that this is not what the band I think is. There's so much more that Opeth is about and capable of. Especially if you're coming on to this for the first time, which you're not. You're listening to the series. I don't know. Be mindful. Keep your mind open. Don't
keep your mind open.
Yeah, keep your mind open.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's not even close. This is easily the worst Opeth record.
Yeah,
like
no question.
If ranking, it goes like this, and then everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess this is easily the shortest time we spent talking about an Opeth record.
Yeah.
Do with that info what you will.
Yeah, it was like, 20 minutes?
Yeah, what the heck? This is like one of our OG podcasts.
Yeah. Well, that's all right, because we have plenty of stuff in the news.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So, Dave Elvson.
Oh my god. What's going on in this planet? What's happening? I don't know. So, for those of you who don't know, Megadeth's bassist, right?
Yeah.
Was kicked out of the band. He was booted, because he got. God. Okay. Compose. There were some charges brought against him that are very blatant, and they involve sexual actions with someone that should not be involved sexually, and he's trying to defend himself.
It's funny because I've seen so many memes of this on all the various like metal subreddits, and like I keep on trying to like find my like, well, what exactly happened, and I have to like piece together from like 8 different accounts of the event.
Mm-hmm. From what I'm aware, no, you do it, or if you want, whatever.
So what as far as I'm concerned, apparently him and his wife are part of a church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's like a weird church or a non-weird church, but apparently they're part of a church, and like Dave's like an important member in the church or something. And basically, an 19-year-old girl in the church, Dave was sending her like sexually explicit videos, like him jacking off or something. I don't know.
I didn't know how gross we were gonna get. Never mind. I think that's about it. I think that's it.
And then,
but I do think it is an underage girl.
Oh, were they underage?
That is what I'm reading on Loudwire.
Okay, well, yeah, it's fine. I thought the allegations were that he was grooming her, so like that he was waiting until she was 18 to send her those.
That might be it. It does say grooming, So
Adam, would you know anything about that?
Jesus Christ, no, I would not know anything about that. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
And obviously that's pretty bad. There's as all memeing aside, power differences between a dude who's like 60 and a 16-year-old girl
that's
who's
horrible.
Eventually gonna be older. Yeah, like that's it's just wrong. It's fucked. Obviously something should be done, and Dave Mustaine, the eternal bearer of bad takes, even kicked Dave Ellefson out of the band.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Dave.
yeah.
Snaps to you.
Snaps to you, right? Yeah, slam poetry snaps to him.
Yeah.
It's I mean, are we really all that surprised that like that one of the longtime members of Megadeth is doing something like this? Like,
no, I don't know. We don't even like Megadeth, so there you go.
Yeah, Megadeth suck. I don't know. Dave Ellefson's always been sort of a cool figure in the metal world, but guess he sucks. And don't
do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't like talk to a girl who's underage, like 80 years younger than you, and then wait until she's of age to send you videos of you choking a monkey.
Cringe.
Immense cringe.
Immense cringe. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen, seriously though, the meme game for this has been insane. I've seen so many edits of this on Instagram and Reddit, and every single time I just lose it.
Yeah. So I have some fun news, some local news, kind of.
Oh, hit me.
Marilyn Manson is wanted by the state of New Hampshire.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude,
what?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson there's a warrant out for his arrest in our home state because of an incident that occurred in 2019. They were filming a live feed for the large screens at the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, and he spit in the camera.
Sounds about right.
And a bunch of people say they got saliva on them, and they went to the police. But it is constitutive of unprivileged physical contact. So I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. He's also obviously in hot water with his allegations. So Manson.
Yeah,
goes
Jesus
down.
Christ. This is ludicrous. There was another like pretty high profile. I don't even want to say allegation because like
Yeah.
look, Manson definitely did this. Like
Yeah.
there's no question. Like what a piece of shit. But some
Yeah.
pretty graphic ones from his former assistant. And yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for anyone that has Manson tattoos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like for people in office normally, like if one allegation, it's like, oh, we don't know if that happened or not, but you should probably believe the accuser. When you get like 15 all at the same time, I think it's safe to say,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, gotta love Manson, right?
Sure. His music's not even that good. Oh,
I
we
know.
said it. We said it. So I have some sad news, but then I have funny news.
What's this? I saw like 3 Fear Factory headlines, and I didn't save any of them. So.
I have a Fear Factory headline.
Right.
But this is not. This is the cause of death for everyone's favorite Riley Gale was revealed yesterday, or 2 days ago, I think. Now, and it is unfortunate. Obviously, this was released by TMZ, I think. Oh no!
It's been released on
No!
several sources.
No, yeah, it's been released by a bunch of sources. But regardless, that's sad.
Yeah, no, that's really unfortunate. I mean, well, I guess that would explain why he was, so young.
Yeah. Which.
But I don't know. It's
yeah.
just unfortunate because, like, we live in, as you said earlier, we live in New England, and we're sort of at the center of the heroin epidemic.
Yep.
It's very unfortunate to see someone so young and so beloved, lose his life by accidentally overdosing over something which he was probably battling for a long time.
Yeah. Remember, play Power Trip.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yep. But in lighter news,
yeah, Dino Cazares is like, I slept with a model.
no, I don't have that.
That's literally a news article.
I have. No. Okay, so, Dino apparently in 1995 was on tour with Iron Maiden. Obviously, he was playing with Fear Factory.
How the fuck did Iron Maiden and Fear Factory play together?
I don't know. But they met Limp Bizkit when they dropped their first demo. And they wanted Dino to be in Limp Bizkit. But he declined.
Bro, Dino, honestly, Limp Bizkit are too good for Dino.
Dude, Dino could have gotten the nookie, though.
Dude, he could have done it all for the
He could have done it all for the nookie. And he did it.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, so there you go. That came out this week, because I don't know why the internet is so obsessed with fucking Fear Factory. Are they that
Dude,
big?
right? Yeah, no, apparently Dino says he made out with a Different Strokes actress, Dana Plato.
I'm happy for Dino.
Like, Jesus Christ, why? Like, I know Metal Sucks and Metal Injection and Loudwire are all, like, pieces of, like, they all just suck. But, like, how is this journalism?
I don't know how it's journalism.
Like, who the hell listens to Fear Factory? I've never met a Fear Factory fan in real life. Are they real?
They might not be real.
Like, do we
could,
have definitive proof that people actually listen to Fear Factory?
It could be. It could be part of the simulation. Who knows?
Dude, what if Fear Factory is just a psyop?
It could be.
Oh my! All right, I have some pointless.
All right. Give me some pointless news.
Psycho Las Vegas, sick lineup.
Oh my God, Psycho Las Vegas. Yeah, dude.
I don't even like Danzig or Down, and I still think it's a sick lineup.
Yeah. There's so many good bands. So many.
Yeah, I remember like 2 years ago when like Swans, Boris,
Stop.
Sleep, and like I don't know, That was like an insane show.
Yeah.
Anywho, Guy Fieri was spotted incognito at a Slipknot show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is kind of hysterical.
That is funny.
Bulb's solo album coming.
Woo!
Did you listen to the single track?
Yeah.
It's like fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really been a huge fan of the instrumental Bulb stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, look, clearly Misha knows what he's doing. Great songwriter, great performer.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of single-handedly gained the music industry for prog heads, I guess, in the 2010s.
Yeah.
But I don't really think... I think what makes Periphery is the sum of its parts. Let's just
I agree.
say that.
I absolutely agree.
And last piece of news is Metalocalypse movie.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Dude,
that
you
was
gotta
like a
catch
couple
up.
weeks ago. Well, no,
Yeah,
that was a
I
couple
know.
weeks ago that came out. That's why I forgot. Yeah, no, that's hype. I'm gonna go back and rewatch the show. I'm gonna rewatch the show. Dude,
Yeah, I mean, I'm only like 3 seasons into Metalocalypse, so I gotta finish up.
dude, Sam,
What?
2 things. Portal's new album comes out this week.
What? Like tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
What the heck?
Uh-oh. Ding, ding, ding. Album of the year. Release. No, yeah, new Portal comes out tomorrow. New Flight of Sleipnir comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, this, I didn't realize. Flight of Sleep are one of those bands I've always wanted to listen to, and I just never have. I've heard great things about them.
Their 2017 was pretty good. I remember that. I'm excited for this new one, especially with my increased mind. There's also a new Juke-Guide interview with Invisible Oranges.
Yeah, no, I saw. I have a few Juke-Guide albums on Bandcamp, so whenever I oh shit, dude, we got this really cutting toilet article. The American healthcare killed Riley Gale. Based. Based.
But yeah, dude, that's exciting. New Portal.
Toilet Tuesday, Eclipser, Graveborn, Armknot, Beazel Judd, Bloodbound, Forgius, Heavy Sentence, Guar.
Oh yeah, new Guar. Oh, new Sirith Ungol for the old heads, too.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know new Sirith Ungol was coming out.
Yeah. Well, they got back together, dude. They dropped an album like in 2019.
Yeah, wow, that was 2
or
years
no,
ago.
that was last year they did.
Yeah, I was gonna say a new Alluvial.
Oh no,
album.
it's an EP. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll listen to Portal, Flight of Sleipnir, Black Midi.
Oh, Black Midi. Well, yeah, kind of weird.
Officially dropping tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. That's an interesting decision on their part.
They're always being weird, dude.
Slow. I think I'll wait. Yeah, I'm so excited to see. I had no idea they were touring, and I had no idea they were playing like the best venue in like Boston, which is the Sinclair in Cambridge.
Yeah.
So I'm incredibly excited. I will literally kill someone at that show. I will wear a full like bodysuit and
perfect.
Start just punching people during
Hear
the
that?
boom boom boom.
Come to the Boston show, and you might meet PMMetalGuide. There you go.
Oh.
You gotta have. It's called networking.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll see a bunch of art school kids.
Oh yeah.
Fantano fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's who goes to new core shows.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude, this is like a 45-minute podcast.
Yeah. Yep. It's it's like 55. That's fine.
Well,
we can
I
have
don't
a
know.
shorty.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I really. Shit. I don't know. There's so much good music. Always, forever.
Dude, I missed the Clairvoyant live stream.
I did too.
And I'm sad.
Me too. It's okay.
Well, I don't know. I guess Ivan Sam.
I'm Adam.
Listen, stream. Black Midi's new album. I don't know.
Anthony
Fantano forever.
Caval.